My name's Tammy Anderson. I've been the principal here at Briar Public School for 5 years. Luckily for me, I get the absolute luxury of coming from the community, so I was born and raised in the community of Ayres and call it home. My traditional homeland, I'm a Biripi woman from the mid-north coast. One of the most beautiful things here at Briar is the diversity in our setting. We're very fortunate to be a public school that has a wide range of services that support all students. We have a high population of Aboriginal students. We have a high population of students who have English as a second language, and we also have 3 classes that support our students who have disabilities. I try and create a school that when you walk in the doors that you can feel, you can smell, you can hear, you can see culture and what we do for culture in and around our school, and we do that for all students. One of the things that I brought with me in my leadership was my commitment to community and my commitment in creating a space that was owned by the community. It met the needs of the community, and it was a service in terms of an educational service that the community deserved. Most importantly for me, one of the things that I hold at my core is around relationships and authentic relationships, and whether that be with relationships with one another in terms of colleagues, relationships with parents, but most importantly the relationships that we have with children. One of the things that I quickly articulated to staff was around the importance that we understood that we are in a paid relationship with parents. When you're in a paid relationship, there is no choice, that relationships are at the core of what we do and what we get paid for every week. So we needed to make sure that teachers A, understood that, and that B, that we could support them to be able to do it. One of the things that I enjoy is taking teaching staff also on the journey of the community. One of the professional learning activities that we do at Briar Road is putting our staff in our school bus and going for a tour of the community so that staff know where the shop is and what it looks like, so staff know where the Aboriginal medical service is that our children, both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal, access all of the time. We have 11 Aboriginal staff in our school, which is really important to me, that we've met the goal that matches what we have in terms of student population. So we're 35% student population, 30% of the staff now are Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, and that goes a long way to forming relationships.
My name is Jason Sampson. I'm a very proud Kamilaroi man. My family are from the Warrumbungles. My dad grew up on a little mission just outside of a place called Coonabarram, Barrabadee Mission. My mum grew up in a little town called Galar Gumbone. Proud to say that I work in Briar Road Public School. I was fortunate enough that I had my schooling here as well. I started here as a kindergarten person once upon a time. Now have the amazing opportunity to be an educator back here in this setting, and my role within the school has been an Aboriginal curriculum advisor to teachers and to students, and embedding Aboriginal perspectives right across the school. My role in the school becomes really important in terms of engaging the Aboriginal students and teachers, and supporting teachers with embedding Aboriginal perspectives through the curriculum and the teaching, but also being a very support person for the parents and the community, especially in terms of engagement, being a person that becomes an advocate for Aboriginal education and culture right throughout the school. I love working with my community.
What I like to think and what I see here at Briar Road is Aboriginal staff modelling protocols on working with community, or advising our non-Aboriginal colleagues how to go about really connecting. And the best part about it is that the non-Aboriginal colleagues in the school really take that on board and do it. So there's a real partnership and sense of learning both ways. And what I see now is I have some non-Aboriginal staff who are more than comfortable, more than willing, and sometimes have a better connection to reach out with those families and make a connection. And that might be things like dropping in after school to say, hey, I didn't see someone or so at school, or I did see someone so at school and they're doing really great. Personalised phone calls, we make it a big deal that when we have our parent meetings like we'll have tonight, that staff ring at least 5 families and invite them personally to those kinds of events.
They're wonderful with their communication. Yeah. If anything's going on or anything's happening or any news has come about, they always share it. It doesn't matter what teacher you talk to. They all know every single child in the school. They have a lot of workshops, they run a lot of classes, they've got parent excursions, which they go and do a lot of Aboriginal stuff. I think the last one was the aquarium.
In terms of the relationship, some of the things that transpired from there were some of our parent workshops, our innovative parent excursions, things that we did differently in terms of business, because the same old hadn't been working at Briar Road for a while. And so we thought this is an opportunity to utilise some of our effective funding, and some of the great funding that we've received along the way has assisted us to really create some systemic change in and around our school. One of the ways for us to encourage the support of wellbeing across the school has been to implement some practices that have engaged families in decision making. So some of the things that we've implemented are things like parent information dinners, which would probably look like in another setting a parent teacher meeting or a principal's address or a conference of types. We have a dinner where we sit down and we eat with our community. We've done a variety of things where we've mixed it up a lot, and we've tried to provide services that best meet the needs of families. So at times that's included things like a babysitting service, where we have teachers who will put on a movie afternoon for children. Sometimes we've had things like speed dating, so it's not really dating, but what it is that we set up really short and sharp information sessions, and we put a timer on, and parents get to move around and hear about all different areas. So there might be in Aboriginal education, the buzzer goes, they move over to literacy, numeracy, etc. And we should try and give them a broad snapshot of what's going on across the whole school in terms of the school plan and the school directions. That was received really, really strongly. We do things like trivia, we've had paper plane throwing events, we give out lucky door prizes to encourage parents to come along. It gives us an opportunity to discuss what actually is going on, talk to them about some of the evidence that we've got for success and progress, and then get some really pointed feedback on what they would like to see in and around the school for their children. Some of the ways that we've done that is that we've then readjusted our school budgets to ensure that we're meeting the needs of families. So I think the best way that we work together, from my perspective as a leader of the school, is about honouring parents' wishes, honouring parents' needs and wants, and honouring what they see at home with the child.
They're free to talk all the time, so if there's any problems, you're the first one to know.
For me, working with you was the most important thing, I guess. So for me to do my job effectively, I need to know Dom and how he works. And then the complexities to Dominic in terms of how he communicates, what type of triggers I'm looking for with him. And for me, the communication needs to be consistent, and your honesty as well is something that I value a lot as his teacher.
The storyboard creation is really, really important, making sure that we've got your story and honouring your story, honouring his story, and then also how we play a really big part in making sure that he's a successful child, and that is what a positive partnership is about.